Okay, so you've heard the word dataset thrown around all the time, right? In the news, when they talk about AI, on your shopping apps. But what actually is one? Well, let's break it down.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Dataset sounds super technical, maybe even a little intimidating. But here's the thing. I'm willing to bet you already know exactly what it is. In fact, you've probably made one yourself and didn't even know it.
Just look at this. It's a plain old teacher's notebook. You've got names, ages, classes, scores, nothing fancy. See how each student gets their own row? And all the details about them are in their own columns? Well, this simple, organized list, yep, that's a data set. That's all it is, really.
Okay, so that notebook is the perfect starting point for us. Because at its heart, a data set is all about one thing: taking a bunch of information and giving it some kind of clear, logical structure.
And boom, there's our official definition. A data set is simply a collection of data that's been put together in an organized way. And believe me, that word organized is the magic ingredient here. Without it, you just have a random mess of information. But with that structure, it becomes something incredibly powerful.
So let's dig a little deeper into how that organization actually works. Because this simple idea is the secret sauce that makes data sets so useful in the first place.
Most of the time, it's actually super simple. It just boils down to rows and columns. Think about it. The rows are the individual items. One student, one email, one product. And the columns? Those are just the details about each of those items. Things like age, price, or who sent the email. Easy, right?
Okay, and this is where it gets really cool. A lot of us think data means numbers in a spreadsheet, right? But oh no, a data set can be made up of almost anything. We're talking words, like in product reviews. We're talking images, like millions of cat photos, or even medical x-rays. It can even be sounds or video clips. The possibilities are huge.
And the crazy thing is, you are interacting with data sets like this all day, every day. That spam filter in your inbox, it works because it learned from a giant data set of emails that were labeled spam or not spam. See a product recommendation on a shopping site? That's coming from a data set of what other people have bought. Even the face unlock on your phone, it only works because it studied a data set of images to learn what you look like.
All right, so they're everywhere. We get it. But what's the big deal? Why should you care? Well, the answer is pretty much the key to understanding, well, almost all of modern tech.
It really comes down to this. Data sets are basically the textbooks that computers use to learn. They're the study material. Think about it. Without a book to study, how would you learn a new subject? It's the same for a machine. Without a data set, it can't learn how to spot spam or recommend a movie or pretty much anything.
So in the world of machine learning, it's this really simple process. Step 1, you feed the machine a data set. That's its textbook. Step 2, the machine, or the model as we call it, just studies that data set. It looks for patterns, for connections, for anything that seems to repeat. And finally, step 3, after all that studying, it uses what it learned to make a smart guess, a prediction, about something new it's never seen before.
But, and this is a big but, there's a catch, right? I mean, you wouldn't try to learn history from a textbook that's full of typos and just plain wrong facts. And it's the exact same for a computer. It can't learn from bad data. So when we're talking about data sets, quality is absolutely everything.
So does that mean you can just shovel any old messy collection of info into a computer and expect it to become a genius? No, not at all. That is definitely not how it works. Here's the difference. Plain and simple. A good data set, it's got to be large enough for the computer to find real patterns. It has to be accurate, no mistakes. It needs to be organized, and this is a huge one. It can't be biased. Now, a bad data set, well, that's one that's too small, it's full of errors, maybe it's missing key pieces of info, and you can guess what kind of results you're going to get from that.
There's a saying that just nails this idea perfectly. Machine learning models are only as good as the data they learn from. I mean, you can have the fastest computer on the planet, the smartest program ever written, but if you feed it junk data, you're going to get junk results. It's the classic garbage in, garbage out.
All right, so let's bring this all home with the one big idea you should walk away with. If you picture AI or machine learning as this incredibly powerful engine, then data sets, they're the fuel. Without the fuel, that engine is just a hunk of metal. It's not going anywhere.
So if you only remember one single sentence from all of this, let it be this one. A data set is just a collection of organized data that machines use to learn and make decisions. That's it. Whether it's that little student notebook or the massive systems that run our world, it all comes back to that simple idea.
And I want to leave you with a final thought here. Every single time you send an email or post a photo or buy something online, you're creating a tiny piece of a data set somewhere. So now that you really know what a data set is, kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What data are you creating right now?